Welcome to the Maxim Virtual In-Service Series. In this video, we're going to discuss how to identify, prevent, and treat caregiver burnout. This is invaluable information not only for nurses, but also for the families we serve. What is caregiver burnout? Also known as compassion fatigue, caregiver burnout is a state of physical, mental, emotional, and physical exhaustion resulting from caregiving responsibilities. This is the point at which coping mechanisms have been or are on their way to being depleted. Symptoms of caregiver burnout may include irritability, mood swings, profound fatigue, depression, and weight changes. Caregivers may lose interest in things they previously enjoyed and may suffer from insomnia or excessive sleepiness. They may experience anger, withdrawal, a loss of empathy, and a desire to cause harm to the person for whom they are caring. At this point, their life may feel as though it revolves around their caregiving responsibilities. Caregivers suffering from burnout may say they feel like a robot or like they're not even a person anymore. Failure to identify and treat caregiver burnout can have serious consequences, both to the caregiver and to the person for whom they are caring. Compassion fatigue can be a key player in neglect, violence, abuse, and caregiver suicide. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure when you're at risk for compassion fatigue. In order to prevent burnout, it's vitally important to understand what causes it in the first place. Lack of self-care is the number one culprit when a caregiver has exhausted their coping mechanisms. Responsibilities beyond which they are educated or equipped to face, lack of support, and feelings of helplessness are also key players when nurses become exhausted. Family members often face lack of financial resources and difficulty with role identification, particularly when the caregiver is a child, spouse, or sibling to the person for whom they are providing care. Feelings of empowerment and adequate self-care are the keys to preventing caregiver burnout. Caregiving is stressful at times, regardless of the situation. We'll talk stress management in more depth in the next slide. Caregivers need to shoot for 8 hours of sleep, make time for regular exercise, eat healthy meals rather than fast food or snacking on the go, and drink plenty of water. A well-educated caregiver can avoid feelings of overwhelm when making choices and performing caregiving tasks, which is why education is a huge part of our role as nurses. It's impossible for one person to be or do everything for another. Identify your support network. We as home nurses are part of that support network for our families, who can also reach out to their case managers, doctors, therapists, and community resources. Nurses, don't hesitate to reach out to your supervisors or scheduling team. Regular breaks are vital for restoring the feelings of self. Nurses, that means make sure you take vacation and paid time off. Families should be encouraged to use their respite hours if insurance offers them. There are a number of community agencies that also provide families with respite service. Your local community services board can help point them in the right direction. And remember to make your life include fun. Hobbies, sports, family times, all of these things refill your cup. Stress management is a vital part of managing caregiver stress. What techniques work best are going to vary by person, and most people will use more than one. Meditation is commonly recommended and can take many forms. It can be guided or freeform and may include painting, coloring, knitting, sewing, tai chi, or anything else that clears the mind. Yoga, biofeedback, aromatherapy, massage, therapy, and journaling are other popular techniques. There are excellent biofeedback apps that are free to use, and they exist to help you connect with your body and its response to stress. Exercise releases serotonin and clears the mind, and many people say a good run or a bout of kickboxing is great for releasing stress. It's vitally important for caregivers to share their thoughts and feelings with the people around them. Many caregivers who have gone on to suffer burnout say they kept their feelings bottled up inside until they eventually exploded, either because they didn't want to be a burden on the people around them or because they felt guilty for feeling unhappiness, discontent, or discomfort in their caregiver role. The people around you cannot help you if they don't know what's going on, and sometimes just having another perspective can make all the difference. What to do if you're already suffering from caregiver burnout? The most important thing is to identify it, then communicate it to someone else. Do not delay seeking help, especially if you're concerned that you may be a danger to yourself or someone else. Take a break from your caregiving responsibilities if you can. Reach out for respite and support if you cannot. This is the time to incorporate all of the self-care techniques we've discussed up to this point and to reach out to your physician or a therapist. It's important for individuals suffering from burnout to push through the stigma surrounding mental health. Therapy and medication may be required to help caregivers get through their current situation and reclaim the joy in their lives and their roles as a caregiver. At the very least, it's essential to recognize that you've exhausted your coping mechanisms. It's okay to say you're not okay. There's no shame in that. The sooner you reach out, the sooner you can take back your life. Don't hesitate to share this information with your fellow nurses and the families you serve. To obtain your certificate of completion for this module, go to the link below, which is also present in the video description. Once you've passed the post-test, a digital copy of your certificate will be issued automatically. Subscribe to this YouTube channel to be notified of new educational videos as they're posted. We'll see you next time.